the storyteller, Iagoo. Old Iagoo was the wisest and most knowledgeable person one could ever meet in a lifetime. Among the Native Americans, no one had seen as much or traveled as far as he had. He knew the secrets of the ancient forests and lands, and could speak the language of birds and animals. Throughout his long life, he had journeyed constantly, venturing into forests where wild deer hid, paddling his birch canoe through waters once thought impossible to cross. What Iagoo knew wasn't just what he saw on his travels. He also remembered the fairy tales and mysterious stories his grandfather had told him long ago, as if he had just heard them yesterday. Iagoo's grandfather had learned those tales from his grandfather, and so on. These stories, passed down from grandfather to grandchild, were so ancient that their roots reached back to the first magical and mysterious days of the world. Children loved Iagoo dearly. He would somehow find the most beautiful seashells no one had ever seen before, string them into necklaces for little girls, and show the children where to find the finest grass to weave baskets with their tiny hands. He made bows and arrows for the boys. These bows made from ash trees could bend more than any other, and the arrows made from oak could fly farther than all others. But the thing children loved most, more than seashells, more than baskets, more than arrows, was when Iagoo sat them down and told them his wonderful stories. Who gave the robin bird that red beard? How did fire get into tree branches so Native Americans could light fires by rubbing sticks together? Why is the coyote the smartest animal of all? And why does it always look over its shoulder when it runs? Only Iagoo had the answers to these questions. When winter came, it was the season for tales and legends. Snow blanketed the earth. The north wind howled from his icy home. The moon shone like a glowing ball of ice in the sky. Native Americans gathered in their tents. Iagoo sat beside the fire made of wooden logs. Children crowded eagerly around him. As the north wind blew harder, "Hugh, Hugh!" Iagoo would toss another log into the flames. "Hugh, Hugh!" What a wild, untamed thing the north wind was. It almost seemed like you could see it, with icicles hanging from its hair. If native tents weren't built so strong, the north wind would have torn them down. If the fire weren't burning so fiercely, it would have gone out like a candle. That's why native tents were built to withstand even the wildest wind, and the vast forest nearby had enough wood to keep the fire burning forever. So no matter how hard the north wind blew, all it could do was rattle its icy teeth and shout, "Hugh, Hugh!" Still, a tiny girl, more timid than the others, crept closer to Iagoo and tucked herself under his arm. "Do you hear the wind, Iagoo?" she asked in fear. "What if it hurts us?" "Don't be afraid," said Iagoo. "The north wind cannot harm brave and cheerful people. It just stomps and howls, but really it's a coward. Soon it'll run away, scared of the fire. Come, let me tell you a story about that." And so Iagoo began the tale of Shingebis, the one who outwitted the north wind.